Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kooplings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. My name is Donnie Reese, and let me be the first to thank you for joining PSVG's Nintendo Power Hour. I'm joined each week by the Thelma to my Louise, Miss Caroline. How are you? How was your Thanksgiving?
I'm not driving off a cliff with you, but it was fine. It was fine. Who's Thelma and who's Louise then?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll let the listeners chime in on that one. That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, of our duos, Thelma and Louise is pretty good. That's fairly apropos. Okay, before we get into all the things we do here in Nintendo Shack, let us thank the patrons that support us over there at patreon.com/PSVG. This week's patron highlight is none other than Rebecca. It's Life is Strange week, so Caroline, I need a number.
27.
An adjective.
Yellow.
A noun.
Cube.
This is actually fairly good. I need a color.
Orange.
Another noun.
Picture.
A verb ending in ing.
Smashing.
Oh no. An adjective?
Pretty.
A noun?
Dinner plate.
An adjective?
Soft.
Rebecca, I need another noun.
Pillow.
A plural noun.
Ducks.
My favorite animal. An adjective?
Smelly.
That's a good one. Surprised that's the first time we've used that one. I need a verb.
Blast. Or blasts. Which one?
An adjective.
Good grief. Sharp.
A plural noun and a verb.
Plural noun would be lights, and a verb would be teach or teaches. Teaching, teached, whatever.
Gotcha. Madlib reads a legend. Hidden within the kingdom of Hyrule are 27 pieces of a yellow cube known as the Triforce. This orange picture holds the key to defeating the evil warlord Ganon and smashing Princess Zelda.
No! Can I revoke that?
Only the hero Link can save the day. He must use his pretty dinner plate to defeat the soft monsters and battle.
Well, I mean, soft monsters will probably be taken out by a dinner plate.
And battle dark forces throughout the kingdom. Link will have to fight his way through the soft woods, Lake Rebecca, and the famous Death Pillow. But first, he will need to find the smelly sword. Join Link as he collects ducks that will help him blast his enemies. Help him as he discovers sharp dungeons and explores lost lights. Will he be able to teach the princess in time? You decide.
I was almost right. It was reach instead of teach.
That would have been better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Thank you, Rebecca, for supporting us over there on Patreon.com. You and all of our other supporters are making the PSVG house party a reality, and we thank you. Caroline, let's start the show like we do every week by talking about what we've been up to, what we've been doing, and Yeah, I'd just like to ask, how was your Thanksgiving? How was your break?
Oh, the break was fine. I've kind of been in a funk just in general. I haven't been wanting to do much of anything, playing games included. I've been reading a lot of books.
What have you been reading?
I've been reading, I never grew out of the young adult genre. So it's a fantasy modern fairy tale series by Holly Black. I highly recommend her. I've been reading her since I was like 14. She's phenomenal. Anyway, yeah, my kitten had to get spayed today, and I've been playing mommy to a drunk, dopey kitten. Bless her heart. And I'm turning 30 on Sunday, so it's kind of hitting me, and I'm really like, Brian's like, what do you want to do? And then what do you want to get? And I don't want any of it. I'm one of those people that I hate my birthday being made a big deal about. I don't like getting gifts. I don't like the idea of getting older. So I'm kind of just, I'm waking up and going to bed, and I don't even remember what I did during the day. Isn't that sad? Does everybody get that way at some point?
That's life, yeah. I mean, I think there's movies and poems and books that have been written about the mundaneness of life. I mean, everybody gets into that, that grind, that mundane grind from time to time. You just got to find, you got to find a new passion, a new thing. You got to find a new hook, something else.
It sucks. I need to get back into art because when I'm making things and creating things, I find that I'm a little bit happier. So maybe I'll go back to, I have a lot of things that I haven't painted. I paint ceramics, and I have a lot of pet projects that I'm working on for the game room. But aside from that, Thanksgiving was fine. I'm interested to hear how your Cracker Barrel was.
We didn't have it.
What?
Melissa tried to go get it, and I guess she underestimated the line that takes place when this happens.
Heavens, no, you have to order it. And
she tried. She tried to order it when the online ordering came up and the site crashed, and she couldn't get in. So then she made up her mind that she would just go wait in line, and apparently that line was like hours long.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
So she
have to order it in
She
advance.
just bought a ham. You couldn't order until the site went up, and then when the site went up, the site crashed, and it was down for like all morning.
That's Cracker Barrel for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, apparently
it's their biggest day of the year. I think Easter is their second biggest.
Yeah, apparently she learned a lesson this time. So line up earlier next time.
That's a shame. I was hoping that you had lots of good.
It was still fantastic. She went and got a ham, and she made a ham, and we had sides. The kids were upset we did not have macaroni and cheese. It was very, mundane, if you will. It was very low key. It was just us four. There's no reason to make a big deal about it,
Yeah.
So it was just us. The little dinner was cute. We put up the Christmas tree. Did that.
We have not put up the tree yet. We are still eating through the leftovers that Brian's parents sent home with us.
Nice. Lucky
bless
you guys.
them. We had to shake it up a couple nights. Brian's like, can we just order a pizza? Because I can't eat leftovers tonight. So we, it's been a very filling kind of chill past weekend. It went by way faster than it should have,
My weekend was anything but chill.
Really?
My house just started falling to pieces, and I was extremely stressed out. So Black Friday happens. I wasn't really planning on getting a lot of things, but I get this notification from the Google store that their Slate tablet is discounted. It's discounted by like 70%. This tablet's like $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, depending on the configuration you buy it at.
Yeah.
And Best Buy and the Google store had it for $450, and if you bought it, they threw in the $200 keyboard and the $100 stylus for free.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, oh man, that's really, really cool. Like, I do not need another Chromebook. Like, I do not need another Chromebook, but this deal is so good, and I've cleared off my Best Buy card that I was like, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I should not have done it because, like, life just slapped me sideways from the moment I did it. Saturday, I go to get on the roof, clean off the leaves, and we have a skylight over our bathroom. And I noticed that, like, the window, there's like a slate of glass under the skylight. I noticed it was like starting to come out. So I went to go push it. The entire skylight cracked. Like almost shattered. It's like poly glass,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I got to find somebody to like fix the hole in my roof now. So I'm up there with like Flex Seal and
hole.
duct tape
Flex
and stuff.
Seal?
Yeah. I'm like I'm using like a trash bag as like tarp and stuff, trying to make sure, because we had rain come in. You know, we had storms come in. Sunday, my dishwasher stops working.
Oh my god.
Stops pumping. The pump on the back is out. I need a new dishwasher because I'm not going to repair a pump for a dishwasher. I can just buy a new one.
No.
So I buy a new one. That's like low-key stress. So I've got a hole in the roof dishwasher. Victoria goes to wash the dishes, and the sink falls through the counter into the cabinet. Like the entire sink collapses in on itself.
What?
And I just wanted to quit life. Like I was just like,
do you think there was some sort of like rot that you didn't know about?
no. The installers, when we had them install it, they literally just glued it to the counter. There were no clips. There were no brackets. They didn't support it.
Oh my god.
So I go to Home Depot and I fight with them, and they said that they'll try to make it right. But if you've ever heard my kitchen stories, who knows when they were going to get it together? Long story short, I found the guy to come help me with my skylight. I showed him the sink. He was like, "I'll fix it for you today for $60." And I was like, "Yes, please. Please take care of this problem." And then I basically kind of had like low-key bronchitis all week.
Yeah, I can tell you sound a little...
Yeah, it was way, way worse like Sunday. And Sunday was the wrestling show, so I had to take the kids out to Starrcade, which we had a great time, but I had to drive them to Gwinnett and back and then sit in the wrestling show, and the whole time I'm trying like not to look like I'm a coughing, hacking mess in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of
It's a
bundled up.
miracle that I have avoided whatever sick there is this fall, because I normally, like clockwork, get sick like around the October, November time, and it's a miracle that I haven't gotten there.
I'm still coughing off and on. If you guys see me on the mic, I'm trying to mute it. But yeah, so it's just been a very fulfilled week. And to be honest with you, I should have canceled the tablet. Like, I could have canceled it, used all that money to fix all my problems. But to be honest with you, I was so stressed out and so angry at the like karma that was going on that I defiantly was like, I'm getting this tablet. You know what, life, you can suck it. I'm going to use this Chromebook. I will not let you do this to me. So yeah, that was my Thanksgiving week. But I haven't really been playing anything to bring us back around to our gaming topics, at least on Switch.
Well, my Pokemon, Benji has told me, I would rather you just not play it if you're not enjoying it. And you know what?
You listen to Benji a lot. I mean,
I do.
As one of the men in your life, along with Brian, I'm quite impressed at the spell in the coast that Benji has over you. What Benji says goes for some reason.
Well, Benji is always in my stream. Benji is like always...
He is extremely supportive.
He is like the icing to my cupcake, if you know what I mean. So he gets me... We have a lot in common, and he's like, I'd rather see you not upset about playing a game that you don't want to play, and I'd rather you play something else. So I may do that. But, you know...
I traded in my copy of Pokemon.
I don't know. And then I see these commercials on TV, and everybody's like, oh my god, this is so great, and everybody's loving... Snom is one of those adorable Pokemon that I have not caught yet. The little blob that kind of looks like a Pyukumuku. That's just like a little ice snow blob.
Sure.
It's precious. I haven't caught it yet. But none of the Pokemon in the game are making me, oh my god, I gotta have it.
Corviknight.
Galarian Ponyta was it. Well, I've caught all the ones that I really, really absolutely love and want.
I'm with you.
I think that's part of it. But I think... in general, I'm just going through a moment where I'm so burnt out on everything. I'm just burnt out.
WoW.
I'm in a recharge. Well, WoW was getting on my nerves too because I
drained your batteries.
I was grinding a certain mob to get this 0.03% drop. It finally dropped yesterday after like 10,000 kills, right? And I feel great about it, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, I'm so tired. I'm just tired. So maybe it's just end of the year woes. I don't know. I feel like I just need a recharge. I need a recharge on everything, which is why I'm reading, taking some me time. I'll be sitting in the bath probably tomorrow.
Nice.
You know, I got all these Christmas party obligations. So sometimes it'd be like that.
Sure.
I apologize to everybody for us just being so Debbie Downer, like just
I'm not.
What are we playing? Nothing.
Well, I mean, Pokemon I traded in because we beat it. Like I beat it. There's no point of us having 2 copies of the game that I've already beat. So I got $48 back from GameStop with it on the Black Friday trade-in.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, sweet deal.
Yeah.
I actually thought about turning it against the light until my house, like I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, man, I can get a light for like $140. Until my house fell to pieces. I might save it though. I haven't bought anything with it yet, so I might just hold on to it.
You know, for Black Friday, I didn't buy any games either.
I did.
See, I was going to ask, I was like, did you pick up anything? Because I know you sent me a list of things that were, you sent me something that was like super cheap. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I'll
Nino
pick
Cooney, I sent you.
Yeah.
Because it was down to like $20. And I was like, man, she might.
$24.99. Nothing is, I have so much that I have to play. And I'm never going to play it all before Animal Crossing.
That's true.
And I'm drowning in it. And I would just rather wait until it permanently comes down, you know.
No, I am the opposite because I feel like on Switch I have nothing to play because I've played it all. Now there's some things that I could go back and finish and beat, but everything I've basically like tasted, previewed, tried. I've played a lot of it. I did buy a couple things on the digital sale. I bought some things for Jack. Picked up Minecraft, pick up just some carts for him to carry, Starlink, things like that. I bought Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which was on sale for $4, I think.
That's super cheap for that game.
And that's the 8-bit one, like the old school one, not the new one.
Yeah.
And it's a couple years old now. I really like it. I played through the second boss. Yeah, it saves after the boss fights. So I played through the second boss. It's Castlevania. You know, it's old school Castlevania. It's good.
Castlevania.
Yeah, and it's music's good. Like I like being able to swap characters. That's really, really cool and neat. So grab that. I also picked up Wargroove, which will probably be the game that I play most. It was on the Humble Bundle for $10.99. So I grabbed that. It's on Game Pass.
I used to subscribe to Humble, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I liked Humble.
That's Lucas loves Humble Bundle. So I grabbed that, but I haven't played it yet. I've only played like just the very first opening intro. I mean, it's Advance Wars. It is what we thought it was. It's on Game Pass, but I never thought I was going to play it on Xbox. So that's probably what I'll be digging into on my Switch, portably anyways. I played a ton of games over the break. But it was all Xbox. Constant Xbox. I played Control. I beat Control. I played
Control.
Star Wars.
I saw you were playing Control like every time I was on Discord.
Control's my game of the year. I know it's that time of the year, the Game Awards, everybody's going to do it. PSVG is going to do our collective awards that we vote on. Patrons get to vote too. So if you want to vote, make sure you go subscribe over there. Control's going to be my game of the year. I'm pretty locked in on my top 4 game of the year, and I think I'm pretty locked in on like top 3 or 4 on Switch and Xbox. But like the 4, 5, 6 spot, I'm still not good with. So I need a couple more weeks to try out some more things, play some more things, really start to settle in on some things. But I'm starting to go through my lists.
Where are Luigi's Mansion and Astral Chain?
So my game of the year right now, like overall, all systems, everything. My game of the year right now is as follows: Control, Luigi's Mansion 3, Astral Chain, Katana Zero, Fire Emblem.
Oh, I'm surprised you're putting it that high.
Maybe. That's where it starts to get shaky because I think Fire Emblem's great. I definitely played it a bunch, right? It's one of the longer games that I beat.
Yeah.
But then there are shorter experience. Like this is the thing that I always hate with lists and like rankings. There are shorter things that I really loved, like in dense bursts, but I don't know if I would call it like a better game. So I think of something like Sayonara Wild Hearts. Like I beat that game in a couple hours. I thought it was amazing. It's a beautiful game, but like, am I actually going to tell anybody it's better than Fire Emblem?
Right.
It's harder to do. So that's kind of the stuff I'm starting to weigh in on. But that's pretty much it. You can my game of the year for Switch will be Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't think anything will stop that from happening.
I'd have to agree with you. Well, no, I take that back. Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. You're gonna go Fire Emblem? That's good.
I have to. The amount of time that Brian and I have played it, it's almost nearing like Xenoblade 2 time played just between the two of us. So it's something insane.
I also thought about. I just had to go double check it because I meant to do it before. I have this like a little list that I'm just starting to develop on a Google Note because I'm going to join Board with Video Games for their Games of the Decade stuff. So I'm starting to comb through all of these lists. The other thing that I completely forgot about, because I know a lot of people are saying, like, I completely forgot about Resident Evil 2. You know what I completely forgot? Travis Strikes Again came out this year.
It did.
Travis Strikes Again might be my 5 spot. I might jump Fire Emblem.
Speaking of Board with Video Games, I learned how to play Catan over...
Ooh.
Yeah, I played Catan for the first time.
That's cool. Yeah, I have it. We played it once. I bought the game and we played it one time.
I was wrecking shop, and my in-laws are big into board games. So every time we go over there, they always have a board game out. They had this like Greek, it almost looked like a Kickstarter game, but it was definitely not. It was a Greek pantheon type game where you represented god or goddess from Greek lore. And we didn't play it, but I saw it and I was like, man, that looks really interesting, and I would totally play it. But yeah, I can tell the BWVG guys that I am officially into Catan. We had so many people that we had to go buy the expansion while we were there.
Oh man, that's fun. Yeah, I only played it with the kids, so I don't think like certain times the games don't hold up as much when you're just playing with kids.
Right. Yeah, it was quite fun. There's like a pirate one, all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so yeah.
On Thanksgiving, we did bust out the Wii U, and we played some Wii Sports.
You know, I had a moment where I wanted to pull out the Wii U because Brian and I were talking about a certain game, and I can't remember what it was. And I was like, you know what? I should just buy the game already, and we'll play it. But I don't remember what the game was. So yeah, Wii U's are easy. It's easy for me to make that transition back because it's all HDMI. So there's not a lot of cables involved, stuff like that.
Yep, we played Wii Sports. We did the sword fighting. We did golf. We did bowling. We had a heavy bowling tournament.
Yeah.
So
it's Super Mirage Sessions.
I need Wii Sports on Switch. I think that series is dead. I'd love to see them do it again.
There's a question from my husband about that.
Wii Sports Club is like super dead. Like, I think that killed the series, but that's their fault, not our fault.
I know, but
they just didn't do it good enough. All right.
I know.
Anything else?
No.
Yeah.
Just lollygagging.
Me, same. All right, let's bust into the news, and boy, do we have some, as evident by our Mad Lib this week. Super Mario Maker 2 has received a legendary update. That's out today if you're listening to the podcast on the podcast feed. Out to tomorrow if you're watching the live show. With the version 2.0 update, guess what's coming to Super Mario Maker 2, Caroline?
Dun, 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 dun.
That's right. Link arrives via the Master Sword item, only for the 8-bit style. But check this out, though. This is the good part. I'm going to read it correctly so I have all of the details. The Master Sword opens up a whole new world of design possibilities for creators. Using Link's arrows, Link can shoot far-off switches that Mario would not be able to hit. His new down thrust move with the sword will defeat usually protected enemies, like spike-covered Spinies. And with bombs, some walls would normally be impassable by Mario, and friends can easily be blown up. Caroline, they just turned Super Mario Maker 2 into Zelda Maker.
I think this is a trial. So, we had the original Dungeon Maker trial and Link Between Worlds, or not Link Between Worlds, the Link's Awakening remake. And now we have this. I think they are testing, trying things, integrating things, and
I think this should just be the thing.
Zelda Maker.
I'm so excited.
Let's do it. Let's do a old school 8-bit, maybe even throw in some Link to the Past stuff. That top-down 8-bit look. Let's do it. Zelda Maker 2020.
I spent so much breath talking about my love for the amiibo costumes from the original Mario Maker.
Yep.
And the 90% of that was focused on the Zelda front. Because what creators were able to do with the 8-bit style in making 2D platforming levels that felt like Zelda games was, it just tickled my heart. And I honestly can say that I prefer this versus what you're describing. I would rather have Zelda the 2D platforming game than Zelda the Dungeon Maker.
Okay.
I would love to see what you could do with, like, if you could do Connected World. I would love to see them actually make a Zelda 2D game. Like, just make a 2D platforming Zelda game. I think it'd be super fun. Because, I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum, so I don't need to recover it. But I really like platformers, and I like, side-scrolling platformers. They're a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
So I'm overjoyed about this update. Now that we have this update and online play and all the other stuff that I'm going to read through somewhat quickly here, man, honestly, like, I don't want to say hype because this game's been out for 6 months now, but I'm so much more excited to play this game this weekend than I ever have been since buying the game.
Mm-hmm.
That like it could make a late run for like game of the year list. Like this is going to be it for me.
I don't know about that, but
if it changes all of the music and stuff that the first one did, if they incorporate all of that too, it's just it's going to open up so much more to this game.
it definitely made me raise my eyebrows and be like, I need to finally get the game, I guess.
Yes, and the game was already, in all honesty, the game is already so good. Like, I know people, we've talked about on the Discord, some people don't like creating. I'm one of those folks. I just leech off everybody else.
Sure.
But that's possible, and it's never been better. There's tons of courses, like you can favorite your favorite creators. Like every time we jump in and play, there's always a bunch of new stuff to check out.
Yeah.
They have the event courses coming back and all these different themes. They have all these event creator stuff. Like, I'm really, really excited. Like, this is a perfect time, kind of this little lull as we head into Christmas. Like, this is the time where I'm going to sit down and really jump in, especially with this Legend of Zelda, this theme stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Zelda mark. I just love the Zelda. So
Me too.
the update
Sweet.
also adds new course parts. So we're getting the dash block. Available in the Super Mario 3D World style. It's just a block, you hit it, and it makes you take off and run, and you can combine it with like carts and things like that. I 100% think that this is going to be a treacherous, like of all the things that they put in here, this is the one thing that's going to hurt you most, because they're going to put it on, difficult jump platforms that you jump and it just sends you off into the ocean. Yep, that's going to be fun.
New level to the trolling.
Yep. The frozen coin. These coins are surrounded by a block of ice and can only be released if melted by fireballs or other fire elements. The P block, which is the P switch, is hit on the course. Invisible P blocks temporarily turn into hard platforms. They talked about all the different ways you can incorporate that. There's a great YouTube video that actually shows you different examples of how you can implement these different things. Spike comes back. Pokey comes back. And this was the big one that they put on. Ninja speedruns.
This is the coolest part, in my
Players
opinion.
can take on a timed challenging courses created by Nintendo exclusively for this mode, where you will see other players' ghosts and you race. And these courses will be up for about a week. They said a weekish, like every week, every other week. Nintendo will put up a course and you will race, and it will have online leaderboards.
Yep. This is like what they did before with those things that you could, how you could unlock certain sprites that they would put on there. I can't remember what they called those.
I was going to say, like, it reminds me of, like, they had that challenge mode in Super Mario Bros. U that I loved.
Okay.
They, like, it was all fast-paced race challenge, and
You know
they
what
were
I'm
great.
talking? You know what I'm talking about, though, where they released a new sprite that you could collect in your library.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
Mario
yeah.
Maker.
Yeah, because
Where
they, like,
it
kind of
was
rolled it out like a Smash thing.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
they had, like, they did the Pokemon one where but it was Nintendo created.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is maybe if they just keep doing more, at least once a month, I think that would be a nice way to keep the game fresh.
Well, players, you'll earn stamps and stuff by doing this, but outside of this is really cool because I like that speedrun type stuff. I'll definitely try it. I don't know if I'll commit to it forever. Depends on how good the courses are. Depends on also how hard it is. If it gets like super expert level player, I'll be out. But if it's somewhat standard and we can all if I can be competitive, I'll definitely keep playing. My question to you is, we talked ad nauseum leading up to this game's release about how they weren't including any amiibo stuff. It was all Mario. And then out of the blue, bang, here's some Zelda. Do they continue to support Mario Maker 2 with other characters just as the Switch lives on? Like, in 6 months, could we say, like, hey, Samus has hit Mario Maker 2. Hey, the Inklings are here. Like, could it become a Smash Bros. Type of thing where maybe every direct or twice a year or 4 times a year, we get a new installment with a couple new blocks and a new character that you can put in there, and maybe they go back to it and it just makes this game continue to live on kind of as a service.
I see that as Smash DLC does it pretty well. They do it themed to whoever the new fighter is. So I would not be averse to this. They're doing it with Mario Tennis Aces too. I think, they're just adding I think they're done, but they added new characters for a while, and that game kept going for almost 2 years just on free DLC content.
And they jumped all that stuff in there in the begin with. Like, if they really stretched this out and rolled it out piece by piece, as I'm looking in the chat, Kyle saying Pokemon Maker. The kids loved that so much in the original Mario Maker, being able to play as a Pikachu sprite. Like, there's so much you could do here. I feel like I'm overhyping and getting myself too excited.
Oh, I mean, I think they understand what they could do because they definitely had something going when they had that on Mario Maker 1 for the Wii U. They had all these different things that people could do with those amiibo sprites.
It became Nintendo Maker, not just Mario Maker.
Right. Maybe that's a whole just different franchise. They call it Mario Maker, but seriously, throw in all of your IP into this, and I think it could definitely be something bigger than it is right now.
Oh man, it could be yes. Yeah. I'm very, very excited and hopeful that maybe this continues, but even if it doesn't, I got Link, and that's the one that matters to me most. So Kyle writes in, and he wants to know, what's your favorite part about the Mario Maker 2 update that's releasing tomorrow? If you can't guess by the amount of excitement I have, I'm very, very excited about this Master Sword and all of this Link stuff. I'm over the moon. So like when they showed, I saw the video, I think almost instantly when it went up. I happened to be looking at Twitter when it came up. So I saw it and I was like, Link's back. That's cool. Thinking that it was the same thing for Mario Maker. And then I watch it and I see him shoot an arrow and drop a bomb. And I was like, holy crap. Yeah. Brand new game. Like this is a whole new thing. The fact that, think of the levels that you're going to have where Link has to blow up a bush or a block or something to get the key, to get the door. Like that's going to happen. Without a doubt, Nintendo or Mario Maker creators are going to create all kinds of Legend of Zelda themed
Mario
stuff.
with Zelda. Mario with Link. Yep.
Oh, this is going to be perfect.
Yes. Zelda in the game is definitely my favorite thing too, Kyle.
My biggest thing that I could say is, which I said leading up to launch, I would love if they ever adapted this to other art styles. I know they're going to keep it to the sprite, but if they ever went 16-bit, if they could ever go a little bit further for select characters, man, this could be so much fun. Nintendo Maker, like the franchise, if you could mix and match and kind of have this toolbox of crazy Nintendo-ness.
Just some sort of, like sandbox type game where you create things from certain elements.
Because just a different skin and a different theme or a chime changes you're playing the exact same game, but it changes the entire like feel to different players to see their favorite characters. And then you can have like this, like we just did it with Link's Adventure, right? You could have this crazy mismatch where Link and Mario are together. You're playing as them both together. You play co-op with Jack, and we could develop levels based around that and type of stuff. That's awesome. Think about like you could go, Mario World 1, and then you jump down into the underground, you become Samus. And then you hit a jungle and you become Donkey Kong. And then you come out and you do a castle and you're Link. That stuff is crazy fun.
Almost Subspace Emissary type.
Yes.
Things
just
from
put
Brawl.
it in my veins. I'm so excited about this. I'm really...
Tell you're hyped on it.
I'm really, really excited. I'm trying not to be, but just talking about it, I'm more excited than even when I watched it. And I watched it, I was like, it's happening. Like, this is what I wanted, and it's finally happening. So, very, very excited.
Word.
Caroline, we're getting some new Nintendo Switch online games. This news just broke about an hour ago.
Before we started.
On the 12th, December 12th, Super Nintendo games, Star Fox 2.
Big deal. Hello. We haven't had it,
Game is trash.
Well, no, but big deal because it was exclusive to
I know it was,
the
but
baby.
it's still
up
garbage.
Until Brian
Exclusive trash.
Played it? I think Brian played through it.
So bad.
I like the kitty cat.
I played it for all of maybe 35 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't just take the controller. I can't.
Okay.
I don't like it. But more importantly, Super Punch-Out, one of the best games ever. Like, awesome game. Yep, so that's coming. Kirby Superstar, it's all right.
Another good one. I like Superstar.
Breath of Fire 2, never played it. Okay. And then Nintendo Entertainment System, which I could just go, Journey to Silius? Silas? Is it Silius? And Crystallis. I've never played either one of those two.
Crystallis was ported to the Game Boy Color, and I played it on that. I didn't know that it was a Nintendo Entertainment System game. So,
I saw this next one, and I didn't put it in here, so I'm going to let you take it.
Okay. This is a Caro thing. New screenshots came out, right, for the Latin American and Mexican areas, showing the localization that Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to have for there. So, like, they had a girl in a very cute Mexican dancing skirt. I really liked that. I wonder if they're going to be... If there's outfits that are, relevant to the culture and you can trade with other people around the world, I think that would be amazing. But anyway... they've showed different noses. Like instead of the normal triangle nose, they've shown like little round noses and little square noses and different mouth shapes. So it's looking like we are going to be able to customize things on the face aside from the eyes and the skin tones, which we'd already know we're going to be able to customize them for the first time. So yay, I like customization for sure.
So yeah, that's good stuff. I saw that. We'll definitely be able to kind of make our villager our own for the first time. And that's, I mean, to be quite honest, that's long overdue.
Right. Agreed. I guess I'll take the last one too. Minecraft Realms Plus, which is a new subscription service, has launched for Microsoft on the Switch. It costs $8 a month, grants players a private server to share with up to 10 friends, as well as 50 marketplace packs that will be refreshed and updated monthly. I don't know anything about Minecraft on Switch, but I like Minecraft on PC.
Well, it's the same thing.
I know. It's just, is it crossplay?
Yeah.
I think the only people that don't play in crossplay are Sony, right?
I think this Realms thing is completely crossplay. You can play with any of your friends. That's
Okay.
the whole part of it. You
Cool.
subscribe, you get all the packs, you can play with your friends, up to 10 friends on a private server. Jack
Frozen
doesn't
2
have
has
10
the new
friends,
Minecraft thing.
but I showed it to him and he thought it was really cool. But I think Jack is aging out of the Minecraft thing.
I think that a lot of kids in elementary school played Minecraft for a time, and the hot thing is Fortnite. It really is. Fortnite
Yeah, it really is.
is the thing for
Fortnite,
kids.
Apex, like all of that stuff.
Overwatch. Yep.
I keep showing him Dungeons because I was excited to play Dungeons with him, and I'm not feeling it yet. Maybe there's like a demo
I'm
or
not
something
either.
that we can play.
I liked it when I saw it originally, when they showed it. I think they showed it at E3 or something. I liked the way that it looked, but you know, I don't even own Minecraft on the Switch, so I don't know if a first-person Minecraft title is going to appeal to me.
So I want to play it with him, but if he's not into it, that'll kill all of it for me.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that'll end it for our news. So let's pop over to our Shaq questions direct from you. I wanted to make sure I threw Tim's in here because I see him in the chat, and I knew he just asked me when I forgot to add
Tim.
in our notes. Yeah. All right, but this is our first one. This comes in from Brian the Hubby.
The hubby.
Hashtag not Caro's husband. If you could revive one dead IP, but another existing IP would have to be killed off, which two IPs would you pick and why? This can include subseries within IPs. For example, Mario Party, Mario Tennis, rather than Mario in general. And the two IPs do not have to be related.
I would like to see Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance come back.
Such a hipster answer.
There were a couple of DS. It's a JRPG. I love my JRPGs. I would love to see Golden Sun come back. I would kill off. Oh my gosh. Jeez, Brian. You know, he brought this question up to me because we've had this question for a couple weeks, and I just don't remember what I had originally thought. But totally Golden Sun. I would probably ditch something dumb that I'm not a big fan of, like ARMS.
Ooh, ARMS is an easy one to throw away, isn't it?
I guess. Do you consider it an IP
No.
if it's like a one and done
Nah.
game, though?
Because I was going to think, like, your easy answers, you could be like, I will kill 1-2 Switch for any other game, right? I think you actually have to trade it for something of merit or, like, equal
All right,
value.
well, I know you said Wii Sports
It's got to
earlier.
sting a little.
So I won't steal that one from you. Wii Sports is probably one of the ones that I think should be brought back in some capacity, even if it's not called Wii Sports.
Switch Sports.
So, well, just
Mii
Nintendo
Sports.
Sports or something.
Mii Sports.
Mii Sports. Yeah,
It's even better.
with Mii's. I love Nintendogs and Nintencats, so I would like to see Nintendogs and
Well, so do
Nintencats
Will.
come back.
Surprised they
It
didn't
really
come
did.
back.
That was the first game me and my sister had on the DS, and oh my gosh, when they made it with cats for the 3DS.
That is so primed to be an amazing, like, mobile hit.
Word.
Nintendogs, the mobile
You know,
game.
There is a dog/cat simulator for the Switch, but it's not done by Nintendo. I can't remember what it is, but I remember seeing it in a list of third-party titles. It doesn't look amazing, but it exists. I don't know what I would trade for that one though. I'd have to look. I'd have to look through my list. Labo. Let's get rid of Labo and
Ooh.
bring me a Labrador Retriever in place of Labo.
Okay.
Go for it.
Me Sports, Wii Sports, whatever you want to call it, Switch Sports. I would love to have a good sports title come back built around the benefits of the Wii and its motion tracking and gyro controls for portable play and for handheld play. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yep.
I would happily trade Mario Tennis for Me Sports in a heartbeat.
Really?
Because it's like the same game. It
I
already
would
has tennis in it.
I guess it does. But
So I would trade you tennis if I could get bowling and golf and sword fighting and everything else in a heartbeat. Sure.
I don't know. I just have a lot of nostalgia and love for Mario Tennis for the N64.
Yeah, but it's all nostalgia.
I
That's
know.
old. That's
I know.
all old. It hasn't been good
I feel
in a
if
while.
I feel if I give Aces a shot, though, I'll end up enjoying it. I love Pauline, and I love the fact that she's a player.
They need to go back on both the Mario Golf and the Mario Tennis front. I would be very, very open to having like the Game Boy RPG takes on them
Yes.
on a console and let me level up
Word.
my characters and earn skill points and all that. That'd be
Yep.
better than what they did with Mario Aces, Tennis Aces.
Again, I
Aces
haven't
is
played
easy
it,
for me to hate
okay.
on, so that'll always be the one that I'll trade out. So you've got like dead franchises that the world, is claiming for. So like Mother and Metroid and, like F-Zero.
Is Metroid dead though? Because they
No.
have announced that it's not dead.
And that rumor has like another one in development. So, and like we've heard of, so different stuff like that.
I consider something dead is they haven't had
F-Zero
a
is
game
dead.
in over 5 years.
Yeah, F-Zero is dead.
Yeah.
I would love to see Nintendo Land come back. I've talked about that before. I know people are going to hate me for that
one.
answer, but I think
No,
I thought it was really good.
It's a good one. Can you buy that game for $5?
It'd be hard to do on the Switch.
Rune Factory was not a quote unquote Nintendo IP, but it is not dead anymore. I'd like to see Star Tropics come back. Star Tropics was the bomb.
Never
I don't know
played
why they made just 2 games on NES. Oh, please play the original Star Tropics for.
I
on
watched
the
people
NES
play it on
online.
Wii U. If you remember, there was a time on Wii U where there was a hot rumor for about a year and a half that there was a remake or a reimagining a new Star Tropics being made.
That would be great. I would absolutely love a reimagining.
So I went back to it, and I watched people play it, but I can't play those old games. Like, I'm too far gone for that. Too modern. Such a millennial. I have no appreciation for it, right? I don't have those eyes for it anymore, so I don't have it.
Tim brings up a good point. Kid Icarus. I guess Kid Icarus is dead, even though they rebooted it for the 3DS. I'd say it's pretty dead.
I mean, it sold well in 3DS.
It did, but I don't know if they would make another one.
Jack really loves that game. I like it. I wouldn't say I love it. And I wouldn't clamor for another one per se, but I'd be open to one. I like on-rail shooters. I'd prefer to play it with like a controller versus 3DS way of playing it.
Yeah.
But it's like that Panzer Dragoon game that we saw at E3. It's like
Oh
similar.
God,
Just looked awful, but similar.
they did nothing to it. It's terrible.
It does look bad. But mine honestly would be Wii Sports. I mean, look, it's 2019 and I played it last weekend. And I know as much as people make fun of about the Wii and everything, I still will stand by and defend that it's actually a good game.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
We
a
played
really,
that
really
so
good
much.
game. Everybody
So
did.
much.
Everybody
Yeah.
did.
That's why
And I-
people bought Wii's for the longest time.
And I would love an HD, like, good one. And Wii Sports Club, they did like that weird pass thing where you couldn't buy the game and it was like $60, but you could buy like a 3-day pass or a week. Like, you're screwing it up. Like,
I never
quit
bought
messing
that.
it up.
I never bought that game, and apparently it didn't sell well, and there's not a lot of copies because
There's not.
it's still really expensive.
Super rare. And it's expensive. Yep.
And I need to get it quick.
Yeah, you should. But I like, it's not so if I ran Nintendo, to borrow a phrase from our friends, I would make a new Mi Sports. It would be HD, but I would like on the golf style, for example, I would have like 5 courses and they would all be styled differently. And I would do the same thing for like tennis courts. You'd have like 5 different, you'd have grass, you'd have clay, like maybe like, like different beach settings for volleyball. That's
Sure.
what I would have done. I would have put more time on that than how do we
Customization.
nickel and dime and turn this into this, like it was weird because you remember the time when they did Wii Sports U. It's also like the time they did like that Rusty's Real Deal Baseball and like the
Yep.
little like hand grab game. What was that? The rabbit game on 3DS. Steel Diver. They were dealing with like microtransactions and like weird ways to.
I think they were just trying to throw random IPs at the wall and see what stuck.
Yeah, and they kept trying to do like this mobile, like monetization strategy with console games.
Yep.
And they screwed Wii Sports because of that.
Right.
And then the odd inclusion of like the gamepad stuff in it, like it just ruined it. But that's not the game's fault. That was their Take's fault. If they made the game and made it for the Switch to actually be a video game, it'd work. I still believe it would be successful. Sorry, I just realized I went on a complete rant about Wii Sports in 2019. That's ridiculous.
We answered his question.
That's absurd.
It's okay.
Skinny Matt writes in, what sleeper hit released this year would you recommend Switch owners to get?
Cadence of Hyrule.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
I was wondering when that's going to start popping back up on people's Nintendo Game of the Year lists.
I was thinking about it and I was like, I want Brian to play it because I enjoyed it so much. I played it mostly during my time at the beach, but oh my gosh, the soundtrack's amazing. I think it's up for one of the Indie of the Year titles at Game of the Year awards. So yeah, it's definitely amazing and worth the money. And I'm still going to go back and play the original Crypt of the Necrodancer because of it.
Tim elaborates some idea. He says, Mi Sports Online, part of the Nintendo Online subscription. My eyes might blow out of my head. I'd be so excited. I'd be so excited if they're like Mi Sports Online.
Let's get Nintendo on the phone right now. Just do it.
Sleeper hits for 2019. All right. Here's the interesting thing. If a game is like considered in my Game of the Year contention, is it a sleeper, or does it have to be like lesser known? Like,
I think.
Where do we draw that line? So, for example, Sayonara Wild Hearts, sleeper.
Yeah, it's a sleeper for sure. It's not as known.
Katana Zero?
I think Katana Zero had more publicity. But Sayonara Wild Hearts was only talked about on 2 different occasions on the Indie Directs.
I still think Katana Zero is only on Switch in terms of consoles. It's not on any other ones. Mm-hmm. Katana Zero is awesome. I love that game. So both of those games are good. All right, so some heavier sleepers. Yonder, the Cloud Chronicle Catcher, whatever thing that I was telling you about.
Yeah, you've told me I need to play that.
Played it on Game Pass. That's definitely a you game, but I enjoyed the 5 hours I spent with it. It's fun.
Okay.
Asphalt, the mobile racing game. Weird way to play and unlock stuff, but when you're actually playing the racing game, looks really good. Like, races are really fun. Good game. Is Travis Strikes Again a sleeper?
No, I think Grasshopper's too well known.
Too high profile?
Yeah, too high profile.
So then you're going to kill me on this one, because I know the world has completely forgot that it came out this year. Is Box Boy a sleeper?
Yeah.
Because I love Box Boy, and I've said that about 3DS.
Box Boy is a Nintendo IP, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Yep, it's first party. HAL.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think anybody cares. But I love the game. It's $10.
It's so cute.
It didn't have like the what is this, my third go around with it? It didn't have like the initial surprise that the first one did. I feel like they're maybe running out of tricks. But that said, the new one is great. It plays on the TV. It's cheap. It plays co-op. There's post-game. There's challenge modes. There's balloon modes. Like, it's good. It's a full offering.
This came out last year. Did it not?
I thought it came out last spring.
No. I'm thinking of one more. Tetris 99. People love that. I don't think that's a sleeper. Well, people love it.
It is good. I don't think it's free, a sleeper.
But I think it came out last year when they announced the original NES. So never mind.
I'm gonna say, man,
Untitled Goose Game is amazing too, but it is super popular.
Yeah, that game had super
on Twitter. Yeah.
I think the best thing about the game was the Twitter. It's better than the game.
It's so good. There are so many enamel pins that I need to get.
Is the Labo a sleeper?
No.
You don't think so?
It had its own like trailers and stuff.
I mean, every game has its own trailer. Just one of them
Did
happens
the original Labo come out
Nintendo.
this year? It came out this April, didn't it?
But I was thinking like, oh, maybe, yeah.
It did.
Because I was thinking like, while we have packed it away and largely we're not doing it anymore, I mean, we played Labo for a few weekends and we had a lot of fun doing it. I think the VR collection was the best of the bunch, and we had a lot of fun with the VR one.
You're right. Excuse me. The original Labo came out last year because I remember when the driving kit hit.
Mm-hmm. That one we didn't like as much. And we didn't like it as much as the first one either. Okay, so those would be some of mine. Football Heroes Turbo. It's a total sleeper. Game's great. Still play it today. I'm gonna keep saying it until people start playing it and telling me how much they like it too, because the game is awesome. Jack has went through and renamed all of the players on his team, all of his favorite Browns and Ohio State players.
Oh.
And he's like changed all the uniforms and everything. It's a fantastic game. Trash Turkey wants to know, what system does Santa play? PlayStation 4? Xbox? Switch? Is he more into the retro scene? And what game is on his Christmas list? It's a great question.
Santa definitely, he makes toys for children. He's definitely in the Nintendo category, right? Xbox and PlayStation are just too mature and for not good boys and girls. As
I'm not going to let this kind
Mr.
of
Sakurai
slander talk. Mr. Sakurai loves Kojima's new game, Death Stranding.
I know.
So here's the take I'm going to take. Santa's old, right? Dude's an old dude. He makes toys for little kids. He's got elves and reindeer and stuff. He's a busy man. He's always on the go, flies around the world, doesn't have access to internet, can't be doing online DRM checks and stuff. So he's a portable player. It's definitely Switch. He's definitely a retro guy. Dude's playing Super Mario Maker. He's playing those levels. He's playing SNES Online. He doesn't want to. He's not fooling with any 4K resolutions, and he doesn't give a crap. He's all about
this, and
nostalgia at heart.
You are such a dork.
He's just heartwarming Santa. He just wants good old jolly-filled fun. He loves like Kirby and Box Boy. Like, that's Santa stuff. Santa's not being troubled with all your kids' shooters and Overwatch stuff. He's not into that. So I don't think he's playing. You know what he's playing? You know what Santa plays? Snipper clips with Miss Claus.
Snipper clips.
That's what Santa's into. They're over there playing the stretchers. That's what they're doing. They're not messing with any of this stuff. Chalfie wants to know, will we ever see a Nintendo achievement system? He says he remembers it being mentioned as something that would happen when Switch Online was being planned. I don't remember that.
I think I remember hearing about some game having achievements, but I don't think it was a Switch. I don't think it was the Switch firmware or
I have a
that.
vague memory of like a Japanese presentation that mentioned achievements, but I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly.
Dude, I am so down for achievements in games. Do you know how many random achievements I've been happy to get in WoW recently? I'm just like, hey, I can get this achievement, and sometimes you get rewards. What if you got achievements on Nintendo that, like, some of the crazy ones gave you gold coins?
Oh, that'd be cool.
You can redeem. That'd be awesome.
That's kind of how that's what Xbox does.
Or platinum coins.
That's exactly what Xbox does. Xbox has achievements and has goals, and when you hit them, you actually earn reward points that you can turn into money.
Freaking do it, dude. I'm all for it.
I like that idea. I've turned on this idea. I'm not an achievement hunter. I don't collect trophies. I don't care. But I realize that a subsection do. They're very loud, and I think a large majority of Nintendo players would love to show off their Nintendo-based accomplishments. And I'm totally fine for letting them do it. I think it would be cool if it was optional. I would think it'd be better than if it was like systematic. And but I do think it would be good if it was global and not a per game thing, because that's the thing that kills it. People want to build a profile. Sure,
that's absolutely. Yeah. It would have to be global, but I like if you gave somebody a title like, I don't know, Hero of Hyrule or something like that, like that's at the end of your name or something.
I really liked, and I know this is going to be dumb and nobody's going to like it, but I really liked what they did with the Zelda games on Wii U, where you could earn stamps and stuff that you could use in like Miiverse and things.
Miiverse.
And I think it would be really cool is if in Switch Online, if you played a certain amount of games or you beat a game or you accomplished a certain thing, instead of having like a list to track every achievement to like go and tell somebody you got all the Korok seeds, if you could get like an exclusive like avatar for your profile or an exclusive theme for your Switch or something like that to have like some sort of badge of honor, I think that would be more fun as opposed to just like, look at how many games I've slayed.
Bro,
So-
can you imagine the achievement for getting all 900 Korok seeds, though?
It would be a golden poop. Like that's.
What if it just turned your name gold or something?
See, that's the thing. The issue that I have with achievements is I think sometimes it just turns into a trolling mechanism, right? You hear that all the time from game reviewers and stuff. People that go through their lists. I've heard that in podcasts forever. People are like, I had to turn my achievement thing offline and had to, like make it private because I go to these people and they're like looking through my stuff and they're following me on Twitter. I don't like that like seedy underbelly of all that. I don't think that's
understand
worth
that.
it.
If it's just like available and people to if it's bragging rights without any actual communication between parties,
But we'd have to
I
have
no
like a
problem with it.
profile. Like we'd have to reinstitute the Miiverse in some way to, like we don't have anything right now to like showcase any of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if you're
That's
like
for them to figure
wondering
out.
if somebody's played a game, you can go check their profile and like they have
Mm-hmm.
hours and stuff. So I don't think that's necessary. That's
Right,
why I
right.
was thinking, I think it'd be cool to give the player something to show off their achievement. Like, look, my Switch is now themed green because I beat Breath of the Wild. Like you can only get your Switch looking like mine if you've beaten the game. Like, I think that's cool.
That's a thought.
That's better than like, hey, here's a PNG graphic of a trophy. That doesn't do much for me. Like, well, I don't really care about that.
Some people like sprites, dude. I like the
No, I
sprites.
know. But like, so I'm thinking like on 3DS, right? You have the different themes and you can customize like your folders and change your icons and that type of stuff. Like little aesthetic things like that to improve the things I think are really cool. Or like what you said, gold coins. I would probably do more things in a game if I could earn some gold coins to
Sure.
save money. I wouldn't go out of my way to do it, but if I was close, I might hunt it down and do it. Okay. Polly wants to know, would you want a Link to the Past remade like Link's Awakening? Which Zelda game do you want to see remade next?
We had a Link to the Past remake. It was called Link Between Worlds, and I mean, like it's
True.
pretty much the same game. It's the same characters. It's like only 100-year gap. It's this, you're not saving the princesses or the maidens or whatever they are. You're saving the actual characters in the game, but it's really not that different.
No, it's like the same thing. That was my biggest thing with that. I was like, I feel like I've played this game already. That'd be an interesting game to port to Switch too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
make a
that
lot
they
of sense.
could spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah. If it could run better than they did Link's Awakening, yeah, that would be good.
Yep. I love I loved Link Between Worlds.
I liked it. I just
One of
wouldn't
my
go so far as saying
one of
I
my
loved
top
it.
games on 3DS.
I liked it more than Link's Awakening. I'll give it that.
Okay.
Which Zelda game do you want to see remade next?
Skyward Sword HD, baby.
Yeah. I think you're pretty headstrong on that one.
Yep.
Only Polly, my answer to the first question is only if it runs better than Link's Awakening. Like as beautiful as that game was, the performance absolutely killed it for me. So I'd take uglier game that runs better. Which Zelda game would I like to see remade next? Ocarina of Time.
Again?
Yep. I would love big HD home console version of Ocarina of Time. And it would be really cool if, like Link Between Worlds, you spruce it up with some new stuff. Some new missions, some new collections, a new dungeon. That would be awesome.
I think by, if not the 25th anniversary in 2023, by 2028 for its 30th anniversary, we get another remake of Ocarina.
I mean, Ocarina is still very,
Timeless.
very special. Yeah, and
Yes.
and I agree with you. It's timeless. And if they really redid it in HD, I think it's a little empty.
Throw it
By
in
today's
Unreal Engine
standards,
4.
but-
The things that people do on just in the independent scene, recreating Ocarina of Time stuff in Unreal Engine 4 is unbelievable.
Yeah, but if they did it and they made it more dense, like think about it, like they add, 3 or
sure.
4 new dungeons and 3 or 4 new towns, and you make it a new experience, but it's the same game.
I would like to see
be
that
super
only as DLC, just because I'm kind of a purist.
Oh, like an optional thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking like now, if I sat down on my TV to play
Or like a
Ocarina of Time,
post-game.
think about like riding Epona across that field. That is nothing in that field.
Right.
That field is
Of
empty. By
course they
today's
need to
standards,
open
it's
it.
super empty.
Yep.
They need to put some stuff in there. Like we
Yeah,
need
I
we need
agree.
new missions, new people.
I agree. Side
new
quests and
things.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We need to add stuff to it. But if you added, so even if you didn't add like new villages, but if you just added people and things to do while you're there,
Yeah. Side quests.
that'd be so
fetch
much
quests,
more fun.
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be really, really great.
Give it the
Shrines,
Xenoblade treatment.
add shrines,
Give it the Xenoblade treatment.
little shrines along the way. Oh my god, that'd be so good. That'd be really, really good. Think about like Ocarina of Time and like Breath of the Wild's engine.
Can we work at Nintendo and just like make them do all this stuff? This
Man,
has been
that'd be
like
really, really good.
This has been like the idea cast.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
They need to do this. They need to do this.
What's the first? That's very next. That's like the same question. Where did this question come from? This came from our list last week, but I didn't write down the person's name. Pick a game that you'd love to see remade, remastered like Link's Awakening that isn't a Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon.
Isn't. I want to see some Fire Emblem games remade. Let's remake some of those GBA titles, like because I like the GBA titles.
Let me ask you
Burning
this,
Blade.
because I'm doing this games of the decade. There's a part of me that feels like I have to put a 3DS game on there, but I don't necessarily know, like in my list, if any of 3DS game that I play, I think are better than the games that I currently have on my list. The one that I think would be there might be Awakening.
Yes.
That's why I say Awakening.
It saved the Fire Emblem franchise.
Yeah, I know it's super important to the series, but still, is it the best game? Or it's not the best. It's my favorite games of the decade. That's why it's starting to be considered. I mean, I can't make the argument it's one of the best games of the decade.
It's like in my top 3 on the 3DS.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's number 1 for me. So, yeah, I think it might be there for me. But that would be the one that if I could remake a Fire Emblem game, that would be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you HD'd Fire Emblem Awakening, absolutely. I'm all there for that. That'd be amazing.
More Matt Mercer Crom Daddy, please.
What's your favorite character in Fire Emblem Three Houses? This comes from Imani.
God almighty. I have so many different people for different reasons. Dimitri is Broken Baby that I must save. Claude is let's sneak off into the back room, please. Sedith is you can be my daddy. Edelgard is like Brian calls her broken crust child baby that needs to be protected. I can't choose a favorite in Three Houses. There are so many that I absolutely just love that are near and dear to my heart. I like Sothis too.
I like Sothis. Dorothea, Bernadetta. That's it. Really?
Brian loves a lot of the Blue Lions people, especially the girls. Ingrid, he likes Ingrid. He likes Lysithea.
It's better. Last question comes from Tim, the Nintendo dad himself. Donnie made a great point in episode 109 about EA. However, what ticks me off is it seems EA doesn't want to try. So here's my question. Do you think a 16-bit looking version of Madden with updated rosters would work? Can you tell I want Madden on the Switch?
I don't think EA doesn't want to try. I think they just have their own niche. They know what they like to put on certain consoles and stuff. So, I mean, like...
EA is no longer in the business of making console-exclusive games. If Nintendo wants a Madden made specifically for Switch, then Nintendo needs to pay EA to make it.
A bunch of money.
Because they're not going to just make a different game for one thing. That's the thing. So here's the thing. Your question is a really good one. I think NFL licensed Tecmo Bowl is profitable. Like, I think that makes sense. I think you can make profit there. But here's the problem. This is the problem that I think a lot of Nintendo Switch owners, they don't want to and I'm not saying Tim doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of the things that I see on Twitter and things and reactions to EA on Switch. Here's the thing I don't think people want to understand is that for a company like EA, making profit isn't good enough. You need to make a dent. You need to raise the value of your company. You need to make an impact on your stock price, on your shareholders. Do I think an NFL licensed version of Tecmo Bowl would make a dent in EA's portfolio? No.
Nope.
They're not going to sell that much of it. Even if they sold 1 million copies, it's not enough for them to like look at how awesome we did. So even if they could make it and it'd be super cheap and they'd make money, maybe even $1 million, it's not good enough. They're in the business of trying to make $50 million. They're not in the business of trying to make dimes. Like they're not gonna, like they're chasing dollars, not pennies.
Right.
So I think that's the issue. Also, as I said before, it's the whole Frostbite thing, right? They're not going to stop doing what they do to placate to Nintendo. I think that's the issue. Could they do it? Yeah. Could they make money doing it? Sure. Are they going to make enough money to warrant the risk trying to do it? That's the part that I think doesn't make sense financially for them. And that's a shame because I would love to have Madden 2. The thing that I am very interested in to why it's not happening is I don't understand why they haven't ported a game to Switch yet. Why didn't they take like the Vita version of Madden or the Wii U version of Madden and give it a roster update and put that on Switch just to get something out there?
Maybe there's just, you don't think that there's bad blood between anybody, do you?
No, because I mean, when the business makes sense, Unravel, right? FIFA,
Right.
When
Forgot
business
about
makes
Unravel.
sense, I think they try. But I think they try with like the titles that they think make most sense, right? FIFA is a global brand. Madden is very much a U.S. dominated thing,
Sure.
even though it sells really, really well. Unravel is a Nintendo type of game. Like it placates to that market. So I think the issue with EA, or the issue with Madden, is that I think EA looks at players like me and Tim and they go, if you want to play Madden bad enough, you'll play it somewhere else. And you know what? They're right. We will. I do. Like if we will play it somewhere else. Would we double dip and buy it on Switch? We would. But they're already getting their money somewhere else at a full version that they're not having to, right? Like they didn't cost them anything to make it. So why give it something? But the example that I keep bringing up every time we get the Madden questions is they made a game for Xbox and PlayStation 3 called NFL Arcade. And it was a arcade version of Madden, like 5-on-5 type thing. And I'm really surprised that they don't take that. It's like an NBA Jam style attempt.
I think, that would be something.
That's kind of what they did on 3DS with Madden, and they were there. I don't understand why they don't take that, rename the players, and put that on there. And let us just play that, and sell it for cheap. Like there are very, very low, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like low effort ways of getting Madden NFL football on Switch. That I think makes profit for them. But again, I think they're tunnel vision. You got to think about like when you're EA, you've got thousands of employees. You're cranking out Star Wars and the next Madden. Like you're not stopping or siphoning off a team just to make a Switch game. That's the issue. And I don't think it's bad blood. I just think it's that, EA is on Frostbite and Unreal Engine, and the Switch doesn't run that type of stuff well, and because it's low powered. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the issue. Is they're like, we're done, making concessions. So, I mean,
Maybe next gen.
the point that I said last week was like, FIFA sold 1% of all platforms on Switch. Of its total sales, the Switch accounted for 1%. It's really hard to sit there like if you were to put yourself in the shareholders meeting with, was it Andrew House or who's the EA guy? Not Andrew House. That's the PlayStation guy. Anyway, if you're to put yourself in EA's room, how can you actually make like an argument like, yeah, we should support the Switch more? They're looking at the numbers. They're like, yeah, absolutely, we should not. Nobody bought FIFA. It's 1%, 1%. That's really, really bad. And that would be the same for anybody, right? Well, like what if like Jules Watson, to pull a name right off the top of my head, what if Mutant Mud sold 1% on Switch? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't make it for the next thing. Like you'd be like, no,
absolutely not.
Nobody buys my game over there.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? It's not lucrative. And at the end of the day, especially for EA, that's what they do. They make money. Like that's all that it goes down to.
Word.
Anyway, that'll do it for this week over here on Nintendo Shack, episode 110, Mario Maker version 2.0. Man, I can't wait to play that this weekend. Man, I'm telling you, I'm really excited. I might bring my Switch with me. I can't tomorrow. I got to do a training tomorrow morning. I keep forgetting about that. Friday. Definitely play it Friday. Caroline, do you have anything else you'd like to say to the Shackers?
Maybe I'll play some games this week.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe.
When do you turn 30?
Sunday the 8th.
You really put a lot of effort into this. I've seen you on the Discord talking about it. Like, I'm surprised it wears on you so much.
It bothers me.
So I don't even like have birthdays anymore. I haven't had birthdays in years. Like, it's just a day. It's nothing.
It just, well, see, that's what I would like
so
to.
insignificant to my life.
It just, it kind of feels like midlife crisis already. I'm just like, I'm that old.
You're giving it way too much credit.
It doesn't seem like it. It's so surreal to me. It freaks me out to be getting older.
You're giving it too much power. You're allowing it to have too much of an impact to you. It's just another day. Everybody gets older, and we all get older a day at a time.
I suppose you're right.
Just reality. Nothing you do about it. There's no point in feeling bad about it.
Sucks.
It just happens. It's a good thing. It's wisdom. It's life. You've earned it. You wear that like a badge of honor. No more can people tell you like, well, when you're my age, when you've done the things that I've done, now you can start using these cliches to other people. Start looking down on younger people.
Donnie Reese, side E.
Melissa says I'm going to be such a happy old man. I'm just going to be like mean and cranky to like young people.
You really are.
And completely justified.
Yep.
Like,
and then you'll troll them and then laugh about it. Yeah. That's exactly what you're going to be like.
That'll do it for us this week. We will see you next week, as I'm sure we'll start talking. I don't know when we're going to do our Game of the Year chat. Probably 2 weeks, maybe right before Christmas. I don't know. I haven't thought about that much. But I'm sure we'll be doing it soon. So we'll be back with Mario Maker impressions next week. Among some other things, Carol and I start playing some more games. And that'll do it for us. The last thing I ask you, make sure you go follow us over there on Twitter at ShackLife. It's good stuff. And our mailing list, folks, that support us over there on Patreon. Keep your eyes out coming weeks for things that might be showing up in your mailbox.
Mail.
And I'll leave it at that. Good night, Koopalings.
Bye.